Today we are playing a deck built around Cursed Recording, which is an artifact that copies up instant and sorceries. Now what if we play some instant and sorceries that can copy artifacts like Cursed Recording? Things get out of hand with the copying of the copying. Hi, it's McFluffy52, and those are the kind of shenanigans that we're looking to get up to today with the Cursed Recording and spells like 3 Steps Ahead, which can create a token copy of target artifact or creature you control, and Season of Weaving, which the 2-paw mode says choose target artifact or creature you control, create a token that's a copy of it. This deck was inspired by CGB's Is It Cursed Recording deck. I'll have a link to it in the description, but I added white to the deck because I like that we can get more hard removal in a hard sweeper like Day of Judgment. I guess Exile is a step better than Destroy, but we're not relying on damage-based removal. We have Soul Partition, and we get a little bit of life gain from cards like Lightning Helix, which should hopefully help us against the aggro decks. Anyways, subscribe if you don't want to miss out on future videos, and let's hop into some ranked games and see how we do. Alright, you go first. Yeah, I have to say the mana base might need some work. I had a very long day, so I wish I could have tweaked up the deck a little bit more before I played it, but I think this hand's playable. But I don't really want to use the Fabled Passage to grab a swamp, or sorry, not a swamp, a mountain, because then we don't have plains or an island to turn on our Floodfarm Verge. So I think I'll just play it out and grab an island. That way we have 2 blue for 3 Steps Ahead counterspell here. Uh-oh. Opportunistic Scavenger is a pretty good card. Yeah, we'll grab the mountain just in case we need to slick sequence. I was thinking about grabbing the island, as I was saying, but don't really have any removal. And we will still have double white with the Floodfarm Verge if we can find a island. Or well, we'll have it even if we don't find a plains or an island. Looks like our opponent is on like Boros. Alright, there you go. That's a second blue, so we can run that out. We can also counterspell if the opponent goes to do something here. Not found our sweeper yet, which is a little concerning, but probably we'll try and kill this Heartfire hero here soon just to prevent things from getting out of hand, because I mean they have the mana for the sheltered, or not sheltered by ghosts, the 1 mana enchantment. There you go, Shard Mage's Rescue. So we're probably going to get annihilated because we didn't find sweeper. Seize the Spoils is pretty nice because we can use it to get rid of the probably Season of Weaving here and dig for sweeper. We could also go deeper with Farsight Ritual, which might be the better idea here. I mean, we can pretend like we have some sort of interaction with the counterspell, but prefer not to use it. But I think we're already cooked. This is a very aggressive deck the opponent's playing, and we did not draw into more than 1 burn spell. That is a lot of damage. Alright, look at top 4, pick 2. No. Where is the cards that we want to see? Grab the Thundering Falls and maybe the Torch. I don't know if it really matters at this point. Slick Sequence. Yeah, I think we're just dead. What a dud of a draw. I guess I could have Thundering Falls beforehand, but not gonna make much of a difference here. I think we're pretty cooked. The opponent had the Shard Mage's Rescue, which is just like the worst thing for us. Do they have another Shard Mage's Rescue? Yeah, we are dead. Alright, this hand Looks alright. I mean, we can cast all the helixes and the everything besides the slick sequence. Then we just need lands for the Day of Judgment. Opponent on Dimir is a little concerning because they could be Dimir toxic, which we don't really interact with much. Could throw some helixes at their face, but... Or is it Dimir Mind Splice? It could be Dimir Mind Splice Apparatus. Opponent has not shown many signs of what they're up to besides they're playing Impulse. We'll just Helix ya. Wow, this is a pretty awkward draw. If the opponent was playing creatures, it wouldn't be so awkward, but... Demo field from the opponent. Alright, land is nice. We could Helix into Slick Sequence if we want to try and draw a card. One of the reasons why Slick Sequence is nice in this deck is if you're going to copy a spell a bunch of times, copying a Slick Sequence means that you can draw a bunch of cards as long as you cast one other spell. One has Farsight Ritual as well. Ace the Perfected Mind. We have 5 damage. Hopefully the opponent takes down and tries to draw a card. That'd be kind of nice. Oh, this is a Dimir Mill deck. Not very fun. For us. Alright, there's Seize the Spoils. Sure, there was a lot of stuff in there that we would have loved to draw, but I don't get to make those choices. We're just full burn plan. There we go. Curse recording has been found. Nothing to copy with it yet, and I think we lost a few of them. There's a 3 Steps Ahead and a Season of Weaving and a Season of Weaving. So we're down just 4 in the deck that can copy the curse recording. Playing 4 3 Steps Ahead. I hate Jace Mill. I've always kind of been annoyed by this card because it's just a very good mill threat, and if you're playing kind of, you know, jankier, drawn out strategies that aren't just like aggro deck A or B, mill is a really solid way of punishing it, and we haven't drawn into our counter spells for the Jace, so we're also just losing all of our deck. There's no way they hit the triple Jace in the top. Opponent goes first. Not good. Mana also a little questionable. Alright, well. Gonna be one of those days, isn't it? Gonna be one of those days. Opponent goes first, and their turn 1 is Opportunistic Scavenger. Not a good sign. And it's Boros. We'll just save ourselves the time. Okay, opponent goes first. We have 4 lands in hand. A little high, but we have Soul Partition. We can cast it. We have 3 Steps Ahead. We can probably cast it as well. Search up an island with our Fabled Passage, or a Plains. Probably a Plains, to be honest. Put on Gruul Delirium, or nope, it's Gruul Aggro. Why are people playing meta decks at like 88% Mythic? Guys, it's the end of the season. There's a new set that's going to be coming out. We can all just relax and have a little fun. I guess not. I guess not. That's not allowed. If I grabbed the island, I could have held up the Slick Sequence. You know what? Before they get any triggers, just get rid of it. Might regret that, but we have the Soul Partition for any like Heartfire heroes that are going to come down. Also have a counter spell. Ideally, we might be able to save that for... We can counter this, and this kind of slows them down. You know what? I'm just gonna do it. Take that. Yeah, I will have to say, like, a lot of our 4-drops here, double red, double blue, and double white for our sweeper, does make things a little awkward. But we have acquired everything that we need. We got double red, double blue, and double white. So we're making it happen. Hopefully the opponent's not playing Fling, and we can actually take a turn off here to copy up a spell, because we can like double Soul Partition, which would slow them down. Soul Partition just great for like universal removal, but it's not the best, but it also can work as protection. So if the opponent goes to remove like our cursed recording, or if we need to remove our cursed recording for some reason, we can do it. Okay, would love to be hitting land drops, but I think we're gonna have to go for the removal here first. There's double Helix. I guess I could have Helixed into a Slixie, double Slixie. Nope, the opponent doesn't want to play anymore. Yeah, we'll take that as a win. Alright, his hand is kind of atrocious. I don't really want a mulligan. 2 lands I feel like is borderline unkeepable. So we don't draw into any lands. This just gets really, really out of hand. I will take this. We can put back one of the Thundering Falls. Actually not that bad of a hand. We'll keep that. We can draw cards with the 3 steps ahead for 3 mana if we need to. Temple of Silence. Probably could have played out the Spirebluff Canal just to make the opponent think that we're not playing 3 colors, but I don't think it makes a difference. Torch the Tower of the Bat. The opponent probably is playing the Raise the Past Aristocrats deck. Counter spell, so we could hold on to that for the Raise the Past if we want to. We probably should do that. Yeah, that's Raise the Past written all over it. I want to get Curse Recording down. So we are on a clock because we don't have the best answers to the opponent, which is like Sunfall. If we could Sunfall the opponent, then we wouldn't have any problem, like have any huge problems with their deck. But since our deck can't just Sunfall them, we will need to kind of do our thing at the same time. Probably we'll use the 3 steps ahead next turn to copy our curse recording. Lots of triggers. We played this deck until Mythic. If you haven't seen that video, perhaps I'll put it in the description, but subscribe and check out the videos on the channel. We played a Esper version of it, and honestly it felt very strong. I had played against it a bunch on the ladder, and I was like, you know what, let's give this a go. And the secret sauce edition that we added, which was Tale of Tameo, was actually quite fun. Okay. We can seize the spoils to discard a card, draw 2, make 2, or draw 4, make 2 treasures. We're 3 steps ahead to try and set it up a bigger turn next turn. Opponent has like 5 damage on board, but it could get out of hand if they have the bat that drains us. We'll hold off for a turn. I'm not sure going into Jeskai colors makes this deck that much better, but probably need some tweaks. Yeah, that is like a counterspell worthy card, but even if it's in the graveyard, it's going to be a problem. I think we helix the Elastil Core and the Hinterland Sanctifier or something. So it's gonna get copied. So we target this first, and then we target the Elastil Core. So the Elastil Core dies first, and they don't get the death trigger on the Hinterland Sanctifier. Also pads our life total a little. But this should slow down the amount of damage they can do pretty dramatically. And we can try and hold up a counterspell for if they plan to go for a Raise the Past next turn. So we'll get 2 treasures off this that we can use. I think we play the Thundering Falls, or do we discard the Thundering Falls? We'll probably draw into a land in the top 4. We'll discard the land. It's probably a bit greedy, but there we go. Land. And it's untapped. And we got a Torch the Tower. Huge. A lot of lands. Alright. Now we can counter spell a Raise the Past if they go for it. We do need to... Oh. It's also pretty counterspell worthy. Whenever the opponent loses life, you gain that much life. And then this one says... So that's an infinite. If we just let it happen. So... we will say goodbye to your friend here. And then chill out. Torch is also nice because the bargain can get rid of our curse recording before it hits the 7 counters and starts dealing 20 damage to us. So we gotta be aware of that. Season of Weaving though can also bounce non-land, non-token permanents, which is usually what you kind of do to reset your recordings. With a Fabled, crack it to thin the deck, hopefully find a mountain or an island. We'll have an island. Want to copy up the curse recording a bunch. And I think we're gonna try and just bounce everything and make 2 copies of the curse recording. The creatures go back, so that should slow them down. We don't have a response to their Raise the Past if they go for it now, but they don't have the creature that's going to drain us because it got exiled. They do have a Lasso Core though, which can combo with like a creature that can sack, such as Bartolome. Yeah, that's kind of annoying, but a lot of life. Surveilling. Grave. If they keep any of these on top, we need to be concerned. We know everything that's in their hand, which is nice. A little unfortunate the last card they had was a Raise the Past, but our life total is still high enough, and they haven't found another one of the bats that are going to drain us. that's on top. Okay. Do have to be concerned about the fact that they kept whatever is on top at this point. Seizing the spoils off the top would be pretty good for us because we could dig through our deck pretty dramatically. Oh, ask and you shall receive. I'm a professional at asking the my deck for cards. We'll get rid of the Seachrome Coast. We'll copy it once. Copy it twice. And then the last copy. Or the original copy, I guess. Not a sweeper to be found, though. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage from just attacks. They have only 6 mana, so they can't play both their combo pieces if one was on the top of their deck. I think we want to hold up a counterspell if we can. Do we want to play out a Cursed Recording is another question. I think so. I mean, if we're going to burn them, we're going to need to do a lot of burning, so we need these Cursed Recordings to go off. And we can double torch the tower. We can even bargain a torch the tower if we want. Exercise. Intriguing. I mean, if it's going to be gone for the turn, might as well activate it. That's what they kept on top. That makes me feel a lot better. I was a little worried that they might have something big planned for the turn. Well, might as well get to it. Get rid of this. Wait, let me do this properly. It's gonna get copied. I'm not gonna bargain it because I don't really want to get rid of a bunch of treasure tokens. The scry could be cool, but target this and then it's gonna get copied by the effect from the one that I tapped before they removed it. So we kill that first. Though I guess it doesn't really matter, they're gonna get exiled anyways. So we wouldn't have taken the death triggers. Okay. Well, I don't think we're at risk of dying at the moment. So we can 3 steps ahead, copy it, and draw. There's going to be a timer on our stuff here. Can I play this out and do the other one as well? Sure. I don't like that enter sound. It's kind of annoying. Alright, we will... It doesn't really matter which one I target. Gonna blow through our treasures here, but... Copy. Discard. Can get rid of the canal. Copy. Discard. Probably a Farsight Ritual. Copy. Don't think we need another Cursed Recording. Discard the Seachrome Coast. End step, we have to discard a card. We have a lot of 3 steps ahead, which I think is nice. We want to get rid of the land. We'll get rid of it 3 steps ahead. I don't think we need that many more of these Cursed Recordings. Yeah, the Conquer just means they're going to gain a bunch of life, which is fine. We can also just Day of Judgment next turn, and then Slick Sequence for a bunch. Absolutely fine. Alright, so we can play the Thundering Falls. Don't really need that. 24 lands in our, or 24 cards left in our deck. That's fine. We don't need to tap these because we don't want this spell being copied. We're up to 4 counters on these curse recordings, so we do have to cast some big burn spells to finish this opponent off, or start gaining some pretty dramatic amounts of life before they do 20 damage to us. But we'll go ahead and Slick Sequence. This should draw us a card for each copy. So we'll draw a bunch. And each one is going to do 2 damage. Alright, Lightning Strike, or Lightning Helix means we should be able to win next turn. I wish we could save targets. Sitting here and clicking each time. Tad obnoxious, but... Oh wow, they have so much life. That is a little annoying. Yeah, I don't really want to cast spells without them being copied, so... End of turn. Discard 6 cards. I wish it gave you the interface at this point. I have so many cards in hand, man. I don't think I need the Farsight Ritual. That's 6. How many copy or curse recordings we have? We have 7. So 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. So we don't quite have lethal. We still need more. Oh my goodness. Alright, so that means we might need to take a turn off to just copy. That's fine. We can do that. Actually, can I undo this and I'll just counter whatever they do? Control Z. Not working. Alright, well, I guess we're doing it now. If the opponent casts like a spell that wins them the game next turn, oops. I guess we can counter it, but we will die. I don't really feel like drawing more cards. We have 15 left in library, so we'll just create token. And the nice thing is the copies, or like the spells, all go on the stack before they get the extra counter. So next turn, curse recordings will be going from 6 to 7, but all of our spells should resolve before that happens, and so we shouldn't die to taking a bunch of damage. So we just have to pass the turn here. I want to top deck to land. Yep. And then our turn. I have to, one by one, tap all 14 of these, I believe. So we should do 15 times 3 damage, which is 45, and that should be lethal. Wait, I think we have even more than 14. I'm not sure. Because you have the original spell, and then you have all the copies. So I guess we made 8 copies last turn. I think that's the correct order. And, Helixia. Helixia. And again. And again. And again. Oh my goodness, what an absurd pile of curse recordings. It's nice that there's not a ton of artifact hate in standard right now. Boom. How close were we to, I think if we go here, we can click. So we had 2 more copies, no, 3 more copies, and then we're gonna start getting counters in our curse recording, and we would have taken 40 damage from these 2 curse recording We'd actually would have lived. That's crazy. GG. Alright, we go first. This hand looks pretty good. We got Lightning Helix, Seize the Spoils, Curse Recording. Not particularly enthralled about the fact we have Seasoned Weaving in hand, but not really the end of the world. Let's hope one's enough. Would like to draw into some action. Uh-oh. One might not be enough. Don't touch the Curse Recording. You can take the Seasoned Weaving, please, opponent. Turn 1 to rest is always so brutal. So brutal. Seize the Spoils would be kind of annoying to lose, but wouldn't be the end of the world. As I get rid of Curse Recording, there's only 2 more in the deck, and so we're gonna have to play the game fair, almost. Opponent deep in thought. Okay, that's fine. That is actually quite fine, because we just drew a slick sequence. Don't touch my hand. Stinking bat. We will not cast Seize the Spoils. We're gonna hold up Torch just in case they go for another bat. Okay, this is not a good place to be. Okay, so we can use Lightning Helix to dispatch of the Unstoppable Slasher if they have the combo. Annex, that is fine. Alright, we're gonna hold off dealing with the Slasher here. They want to bargain this Torch to the tower to get rid of it permanently. But I guess I could have Helixed into Helix. I only need so many slick sequences. I need some more red mana. Some more red lands would be good. Flasher numero dos. That's stinky. Bloodthirsty Conqueror. Oh, bye-bye, Slasher. See you again soon. Oh well. This is not looking very good. Yeah, it's a little frustrating not having more red mana. It's a demon? No, it's a vampire knight, so they're still gonna take damage and not drain us, which is nice. Enduring Tenacity plus Bloodthirsty Conqueror. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. This says that whenever you gain life, you lose that much life. So we are dead. Because they're gonna hit us for 5, gain 5, and then Enduring Tenacity is gonna see that they gained life and make us lose life, and then this is gonna see that we lost life and make them gain life. They loop. Dead. Alright, opponent goes first. Hand seems alright. We have Lightning Helix, and hopefully we'll find a second white for Day of Judgment. Oh man, I'm a little bit sad that we haven't won more, but I think that adding another color is just way too cursed, I guess. We need the other Verge lands. They're going to be coming in Aether Drift to play Jeskai a little bit easier. Otherwise, you have to rely on like a boatload of fast lands. One has another raise the pass combo deck that's going to be hard to interact with, but maybe we can get there. Just maybe. To get rid of this. Actually, you're able to fizzle the trigger, or fizzle it before, kill it before they get the trigger, is what I'm trying to say. I didn't really actually want to play that out, but I guess I just did. Okay, we should be able to find red source for our cursed recording. Malia is so good for these raise the pass decks. Alright, now I have to Day of Judgment, otherwise I'm gonna die. Kind of lame. Already have a land in hand. Goodbye board. If they have the raise the past, I weep. They have the raise the pass or dewdrop cure. I am crying. So obnoxious. Dead things are supposed to stay dead. Nah, I think raise the past is relatively fair. Alright. We'll just crack this Fabled Passage now. I don't think it's gonna matter much. Grab another red source. We have a lot of blue and some white. Should be able to hold up a counterspell potentially from here on out. Could double torch the tower if I really want. We don't really have to worry about counters on the permanent ones if we're going to bounce all of the non-token, or the non-token ones we don't really have to worry much about the number of counters on them, so we can just bounce them. Exile removal. It's pretty disgusting. I will double Farsight Ritual. Can bargain away it if we really needed to, but I don't think we need to yet. So we'll just dig for some lands and some spells to copy. The land. Already have a Season Weaving. I don't complain about Soul Partition. That's pretty nice. Allows to fizzle the triggers that they might go for. Is there anything that they could steal that would actually be problematic? Not really, but I'm gonna just get rid of it anyways. The opponent doesn't want to play anymore. Fair enough. Alright, that is going to do it for this video. A little short and a little sweet, but I think my impression from this deck as of right now is that the mana base kind of awkward in terms of, I don't know, maybe Verges are not as good in 3-color decks as I wish they would be. Particularly, I guess I could have played more of the other Surveil lands, but if you have too many Surveil lands, then you have so many tap lands. So the mana base probably needs some work. And is it worth going into this mana base for things like Soul Partition, Day of Judgment, Lightning Helix? I think there's an argument that it's probably worth, because just not dying is pretty good, but we didn't really get to see any games against fair games against mono red where we had a fighting chance. So I don't know. Verdict still out. Let me know what you think of the deck. We got to pop off in that one game, and then we were pretty much set up to pop off in some of the other games where opponents conceded. So we had some good games. Anyways, have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever and whenever you're watching. Take care of yourself. Ciao.